5 weeks, 9 countries and nearly 14,000 kilometers. I made a journey to the north of Europe, a road trip to the North Cape. Through Germany, Poland, the Baltic states, and Finland to the rugged Norway. From vast forests and big cities to deserted coasts and impressive fjords, each day brought new adventures, stunning places, and breathtaking views. Welcome to my road trip to the Nordkapp. In the previous parts, I explored Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. If you haven't seen them yet, be sure to check them out. I continue my trip to the northernmost country of the Baltic states, Estonia. I start my journey through Estonia in Võru, a quiet town on the shores of Lake Tammula. The lake and its surroundings exude a calm, relaxing atmosphere. Due to the heavy rains, the water has overflowed its banks, making the boardwalk along the lake even more special. This forms a perfect introduction to one of the most beautiful hiking trails in Estonia, the Taevaskodade Trail in the Ahia River Valley. This trail follows the winding Ahia River through a varied landscape of dense pine forests, marshes, and open fields. The most impressive part of the hike is the sacred cliffs, which rise over 22 meters above the river. This place held deep spiritual significance for the ancient inhabitants of Estonia. There are several routes to explore the cliffs and the surrounding area. I chose a longer route of over 6 kilometers to take in as much of the scenery as possible. The uniqueness of this place is recognized by many, and as a result, several films have been shot at this mystical location. A few kilometers to the north, I embark on my third hike of the day, the Valgesoo Matkarada. This trail leads me through the Valgesoo bog, a vast peatland typical of Estonia. As is common with bog hikes, there is a boardwalk that winds through the wet terrain. The highlight of the trail is the lookout tower near the parking lot, which offers a good view of the area's vastness. With a length of about 2 kilometers, this route is accessible to almost everyone. After these magnificent landscapes, I make my way back to the inhabited world and visit Tartu, the second largest city in Estonia. This city is known for one of the oldest universities in Northern Europe, founded in 1632 by the Swedish king. For this reason, Tartu is also referred to as the student city of Estonia. Additionally, the city is recognized as the cultural capital of Estonia, thanks to its many museums, theaters, galleries, and cultural events. In 2024, the city will also be able to call itself the cultural capital of Europe, which will bring even more events to the city. Furthermore, Tartu boasts many remarkable buildings that make a visit to this city complete. From Tartu, I drive westward and pass by the second largest lake in Latvia, Võrtsjärve. With an area of approximately 270 square kilometers, it is difficult to see the other side of the lake. Since the lake is relatively shallow, with an average depth of about 3 meters, it is ideal for recreation. Whether it's sailing, fishing, or walking, all activities are possible on and around the lake. Along the lake, you will also find various walking paths, including a unique boardwalk. Day 12, the weather is becoming increasingly rainy, but that does not deter me from exploring the old town of Viljandi. The history of this place dates back to the 13th century, when it grew into an important trading and administrative center. It has a charming center with beautiful squares and old buildings, including the old water tower from the early 20th century. I arrive at Soomaa National Park, which was established in 1993. The park consists of 4 large bog areas, marshes, pristine rivers, and river forests. First, I walk the Beaver Trail, a beautiful forest with a short hiking route of about 2 kilometers that takes you along the river where beavers make their home. I did not see any beavers during my hike, but there were plenty of mosquitoes that quickly chased me out of this beautiful piece of nature. A bit further north, I begin the Ngotsi Oaparada, a short bog walk. In this national park, alongside the beavers we just saw, there are also many other special animals, such as bears and moose. After a short walk through the forest, you arrive at the bog, which is special because you enter the wet bog via a staircase. It is clearly observable that it is actually a large sponge. From the observation tower, you can get a good view of one of the 4 bog areas, after which you walk along a boardwalk of about a kilometer past several small lakes in the bog area. It's a beautiful location to enjoy nature and the tranquility this place brings. During my visit to the national park, I discover a remarkable phenomenon. Because the bog areas are situated high in the landscape and there are river valleys in between, this national park has a 5th season. In spring, due to melting water from the forests combined with heavy rainfall, there are significant floods here. The water in the rivers can rise by as much as 5 meters. Not only do the marshes and forests flood, but roads and villages can also be completely underwater for several weeks. In the park, you can see many places where the water levels from the past are recorded, such as here along the road. This makes the national park perhaps one of the most unique places in Estonia. To the west of the national park lies Pärnu, a charming coastal city on the Baltic Sea. In warm weather, it is a lovely place for a day at the beach, and in windy weather, it's perfect for more adventurous water sports. The city was founded in 1251 and grew into a fortified town with canals, city walls, and bastions. A part of the old city wall is still intact, along with the old city gate from the 17th century. In the old town center, you can find many beautiful old buildings, giving you the feeling that you have traveled back in time by centuries. From the southwest, I drive to the northeast of the country. Along the way, I come across yet another old abandoned mansion. Just like in the other Baltic states, old mansions are also left to their fate here. After a short stop in the quiet Rakvere, where the old castle ruin towers above the city, I end my day at the Gulf of Finland near another remarkable medieval castle ruin. The Toolse castle was once the northernmost fort of the Teutonic Order and was built in the second half of the 14th century. Due to its strategic location, it served both as protection for the coastline and against attacks from the east, as well as for monitoring trade routes. By the end of the 17th century, the castle had largely fallen into disrepair, and now only a ruin remains. I visited this location in the evening when the castle was the backdrop for ominous thunderstorms. This made the place even more mysterious and intensified the feeling of the historical drama that once took place here. After a night of thunderstorms, I begin my last day in Estonia and visit Lahemaa National Park. This park is one of the largest and oldest in Estonia, located about an hour's drive from the capital, Tallinn. It offers an impressive mix of coastal landscapes, forests, bogs, and historic estates. A short walk brings me to an abandoned hydroelectric power station in the southern part of the park. Only ruins remain of the old complex, including the aqueduct and part of the turbine. The unique objects found here create a mystical atmosphere. Where the power of water was once harnessed by people, the power of nature has now taken over again. This national park also features many bogs, home to a wide variety of plants and animals. The most accessible area is Võru, where I take a walk through the peat bog. The trail, about 6 kilometers long, mostly runs through the bog, and you can enjoy the beautiful scenery from the wooden boardwalk. A peaceful and quiet way to end my visit to the park before I go to the hustle and bustle of the capital. On the way to Tallinn, I make a brief stop at Jägala waterfall. With a width of 50 meters and a height of 8 meters, it is one of the largest waterfalls in Estonia. Tallinn, one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe, is truly an experience to walk through. It's no surprise that the old town is on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The city walls of Tallinn were built in the 13th century and originally stretched 2.4 kilometers with 46 towers, 20 of which still stand today. Over the centuries, the wall was expanded and reinforced, and it remains one of the city's most remarkable sights. Several parts of the city wall and towers have become part of museums and are open to visitors. This gives a great insight into the city's history and how people lived centuries ago. In addition to the medieval city walls and towers, the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral and the Gothic Town Hall, dating back to the early 1400s, are also notable landmarks in the Old Town. The higher part of the city offers a beautiful view, from which you can see the many city towers. Tallinn is, without a doubt, one of the most beautiful cities I have ever visited, mainly due to the abundance of stunning medieval buildings. As soon as you step into the old town, it feels as though you're stepping back in time. Unfortunately, there isn't much time to linger in the medieval past, as I'm preparing for the crossing to Scandinavia. In the next video, I'll take you through the stunning landscape of Finland, where I explore the silence of the many lakes and vast forests, and even cross the magical Arctic Circle. An adventure you definitely don't want to miss. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next episodes and other travels. Thanks for watching and see you soon.